Perfectly to continue the conversation as I'm joined now by Massachusetts Congressman Jake Auchincloss, a Democratic member of the Select Committee on China, as well as the Transportation and Infrastructure Committees. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm curious your reaction, sir, to the Weaponization Committee's approach, these alleged whistleblowers that they've interviewed. What case do Republicans even think they have here?
Well, I can't get underneath the tinfoil hat to get inside their brains and figure that out. What I will say is that we 100% do have a weaponization threat in this country. It's just 100% not from where the Republicans think it is. Right now in Washington, D.C., there's a think tank called the America First Foundation. The America First Foundation is basically a MAGA White House in waiting. Right now, they've got lobbyists and lawyers who are working on how they can erode the independence of civil servants in Schedule F, how they can break down the firewall between the White House and the Department of Justice, how they can undermine civil-military relations. Basically, all the tools that Donald Trump wished he had in 2016, they're going to make sure that that playbook is available to the next MAGA president. That is what we need to be concerned about. Yeah, I'd say so. So we'll have a conversation on that in earnest. But right now, let's turn to the China Committee's first primetime hearing that was held this week. Here's something, sir, that you said during that hearing. Take a listen.
Well, the resilience of our democracy is up to us. Yes, the Kremlin and the CCP have committed public self-defeating errors in the past 2 years. But also in the past 2 years, the world watched as an American president summoned a mob to overturn a free and fair election and kill officers of the law. January 6, 2021 was Xi Jinping's best day in office. I hope the bipartisan spirit of competing with the Chinese Communist Party overseas extends to defending democracy here at home.
Now, you know, China's foreign ministry was listening and responded, calling this hearing, quote, the zero-sum Cold War mentality. I'm curious your response to that. And are you confident that this bipartisan spirit of focusing on China will remain?
It needs to, because we're facing a generational challenge here in competition with the Chinese Communist Party. The CCP does not respect the value inherent to an individual. They think people are pawns of the state. And the United States was founded on self-evident truths about freedom, democracy, and people's inalienable rights. But those are not self-actuating truths. We have to defend them here at home before we can promote and champion them overseas. And the message I want to send to my colleagues both on and off the committee and the GOP is that you cannot go out and say that we're going to have a values-based competition with the Chinese Communist Party if you are not defending those very same values here at home. January 6th obviously sets us back there, but so does the Weaponization Subcommittee. All of that is basically doing the CCP's job for it.
I know you just returned from Taiwan, so let's take a look at some recent video that we obtained. NBC News got rare access inside a U.S. Navy mission over the South China Sea when they spotted this Chinese fighter jet. Look at that, right beside them. Apparently, they flew alongside for the better part of an hour. How dangerous is the situation today with China, and what does Taiwan need from the U.S. right now?
It's dangerous. The People's Liberation Army is now doing gray zone incursions on basically an hourly basis. It used to be a rare event. They are now violating Taiwan's airspace regularly. It's wearing down Taiwanese self-defense forces. And it just underscores the need for us to expedite foreign military sales to them and to continue officer-to-officer military training, because those two things in concert, sending them the weapons and material they need, and then making sure they're trained to use them in a defense-in-depth strategy, are going to be critical to changing the cost-benefit analysis for Xi Jinping. It's not just military, though. I want to emphasize that. I think a real threat is a 1-2 punch of energy blockade plus disinformation campaign. Right now, Taiwan only has about 2 to 3 weeks of energy reserves on the island. The People's Liberation Army's Navy could blockade Taiwan's ports, asphyxiate their energy supplies, and then be pumping in disinformation and propaganda to the island to try to engineer a coup from the outside in. I actually think that's a more likely near-term threat than an amphibious invasion. But we got to be working with Taiwan on both fronts.
Yeah. That is very sobering. Let me get to something that's also sobering. It's happening back here at home with the investigations into this number of airplane near collisions over the last few months. The closest one, 2 planes came within 100 feet of each other at Austin's airport. Let's check out a video recreation that is based on the flight data. So the Southwest flight is taking off while a FedEx plane is about to land. What is happening lately, and how concerned are you? I mean, what is causing these near misses? And you think your committee is going to look into them?
Yes. When you sit down in a passenger seat of an airplane, you buckle in your seatbelt, you deserve to feel safe and know that the FAA, the pilot, the airline are exercising supreme caution and the utmost safety measures. And it seems that that's fraying at the edges here. I'm on the Transportation Infrastructure Committee. The Federal Aviation Administration's reauthorization is up this year, and that will absolutely be a focus of the committee as we talk with their leadership, because right now the flying public is not getting the deal they deserve.
Okay, well, we deserve this great conversation with you. I hope you'll come see me again. Congressman Jake Auchincloss, thank you so much. It's getting nasty.